Hi, this is Fazana. I hope you've watched part 1 of this topic, so you're confident with the basics. In part 2, we will cover trigonometry relating to right-angled triangles only. As I mentioned in part 1, the formulas are the same for all triangles, but simplified for right-angled triangles. I'll cover this concept in another video. It's really a fascinating fact that I realized only a short while ago. Like Trigo and Pythago, I was drawing numerous triangles when I discovered this. Let's cover the basics before moving on to some examples. Okay, so what you need to remember is SOHCAHTOA. S is the sine, and it's always opposite divided by hypotenuse. So the sine of an angle is O divided by H. The cos of an angle is A divided by H, and the tan of an angle is O divided by A, where the side opposite your right angle is the hypotenuse, the side opposite your angle is the opposite, quite easy to remember that, and A is your adjacent. So if you want to find a side, they have to give you the angle and another side, so you always have 2 out of the 3. If you want to find an angle, then you'd have to have 2 of the sides, again 2 out of 3. And then remember, if you want to find an angle, so if it was like the sine of the angle, you're going sine minus 1 or cos minus 1 or tan minus 1, yeah, to find the angle, okay. And again, if you remember things funnily, you remember it. So that minus 1, instead of saying minus 1, say sine of which angle? Okay, so anytime you want to find an angle. All right, let's get on with the questions. Okay, the diagram shows a quadrilateral ABCD, and you're given AB is 16, AD is 12, angle BCD is 40, yep, angle ADB equals angle CBD equals 90, so you can tell that all 90 degrees are, it has to be Pythagoras, trigonometry, and calculate the length of CD. Okay, so we want to find that length there. I always just pencil in what they're asking me to find. So it's like you're saying, okay, I'm coming to find you soon. And again, usually if you have 2 triangles, you know you always have to start with the other one. Okay, so if we're trying to get to that triangle, then you can tell first we'll have to find the side BD. And if you look at the right angle triangle, you can tell you've got 2 sides. So in order to find BD, we're actually using Pythagoras. Okay, so BD, and because that's your hypotenuse, that's the longer side, so we're going square root of 16 squared minus 12 squared. And you get 10.58. And again, that's less than 16, so we know it looks reasonable. So we've got 10.58 centimeters. Okay? Now we move on to this triangle, and again, we're so comfortable knowing what the question is, so we don't even have to look at the question again. The side opposite your right angle is your hypotenuse. The side opposite the angle is the opposite. So we're using sine. Yeah, so we're saying sine of 40 equals opposite, which we have, divided by h, which we need to find. Okay, the format I use, it's called the Fazmaths format. This looks like 3 equals 6 divided by 2. In this case, it's like we're trying to find the 2. So in order to get the 2, we go 6 divided by 3. So here, to find the h, we're going 10.58 divided by sine 40. And you get 16.46 centimeters. They want the answer to 3 significant figures, so we go equals 16.5 centimeters. Okay, all right, cool. Always try and plan it a little in advance, you know, oh, I have to do this triangle, and then I'm going to do that one. If you can plan it well before, you're always like one step ahead. Yeah, let's try another question. Okay, ABC is a triangle, ADC is a straight line with BD perpendicular to AC. So again, we can tell we've got our right angles. So again, Pythagoras, trigonometry, and we have to find the length of AC. Okay, another really good tip here. Always prepare. So you know that we're going to find AD and then we're going to find DC. So if you want to find the length of AC, then it helps here, right next to the answer, to write AD plus DC. Okay, and then start calculating what AD is. Okay, so when we look at AD, again, we see a right angle triangle. So side opposite your right angle is hypotenuse, and then the side opposite your angle is your O, and the side opposite, the other side is the adjacent. Okay, so let's try finding the adjacent first. So we need the A, we've got the H, so we know we're going cos. So let's start here, lots of space. So AD, we're saying cos 65 equals A over H, which is 7. So you know with the Faz format, 3 equals 6 divided by 2. So A would be 7 times cos 65. Putting that on your calculator, you get A equals 2.96. Okay, I'll put that there, and I'll put that there. Yeah, can you see? There's no panic, everything's just smoothly being done. Okay, now you know we need to get to this triangle, so we have to calculate BD. So in order to calculate BD, you can tell it's a right angle triangle. We've got 2 sides, so now we can easily find the third side using Pythagoras. That's your hypotenuse, so it actually is the square root of 7 squared minus 2.96 squared. And putting that on your calculator, you got 6.34. So that is 6.34. And now in order to find DC, again, we've got the 2 sides, and we need to find the third side. That's your hypotenuse. So DC equals the square root of 12 squared minus 6.34 squared, and you get 10.19. Okay, and then that goes there, 10.19. You add them all up, and you get 13.15 centimeters. Okay, usually I always give the answer to one more than they have in their question. So here, because they're whole numbers, we'll just give our answer, unless they say otherwise, to 1 decimal place. Okay, can you see your planning, your layout, just the flowing of it makes a huge difference. You actually tend to enjoy the question, which you did, yes? Okay. All right. Town B is 4.6 kilometers due west of town C. Town A is 2.3 kilometers due north of town B. Looking at the west and the north, and you can tell it's going to be a right angle triangle. Let's label our triangle first. So here we've got our H, and the side opposite your angle is O, and the side opposite, the other lonely side, is A. Okay, and we have to find the size of the angle marked X. Okay, so we've got the O and we've got the A. So we know it's going to be tan. And because we're looking for an angle, we know tan of which angle, and then O over A. And we get 26.6. Okay, so that's 26.6. Okay, I thought I'd bring in another question here. If you're asked to find the bearing of A from C, so I hope you like bearings, because it's a brilliant question where they can combine trigonometry, Pythagoras, bearings, and if it's got everything, then you know it's going to be like a 5-mark question. So it's really easy to get those 5 marks. Okay, so let's find the bearing of A from C. Again, I always have some rhythm when I'm learning things. So when you want to find the bearing of A from C, so wherever it's from, you draw your north. So we've drawn our north. And I always tend to draw the south as well, as straight as I can. And then from the north, so anywhere on that line there, go clockwise to the line connecting A and C. So you can tell that's the bearing. Okay, so you can tell that comes to 180, and up to there comes to 270. And then we've got our 26.6. So you've got 270 plus 26.6. And that gives you 296.6. Okay, let's say we wanted to do it three significant figures. So you've got 297 to 3 significant figures. Okay, all right. If you don't feel comfortable with bearings, go watch my YouTube videos on bearings. It's explained really well. It's got a lot of rhythm, and you find it really quite fun. Okay, let's move to the next question. Okay, a man is working out the height of a vertical tree. The man is able to measure the angle of elevation of the top of the tree. Let's just talk about the angle of elevation. The angle of elevation is always from the horizontal. So if you have a triangle like that, then your angle of elevation would be from the horizontal. Okay, so that's your angle of elevation. If you have a triangle like that, then if they told you the angle of depression, then again it's always from, so let's just make that, so it's always from the horizontal, so that would be your angle of depression. When you're looking at that triangle, remember, in order to find that one, you're going 90 minus your angle of depression. Okay, let's get back to the question. The measuring instrument is 1.8 meters above ground level. When a man is standing 19 meters from the base, the angle he measures is 56. So again, I'm not destroying the tree, but whoa, you can tell that's your right angle triangle. So again, trigonometry. And we have to calculate the full height of the tree. So if we're calculating the full height of the tree, you can tell we also have to include the 1.8. So here we are preparing again we're going to do 1.8, and then we're going to find that length of the right angle triangle. So again, you've got your right angle, that's your hypotenuse, angle opposite is your O, that is 19 meters, which is your H. Okay, so we're trying to find the O, and sorry, that's your A. How many H's can you have? So that's your O and that's your A. So you can see it's tan. So we're going tan 56 equals O, which we're trying to find, over A, which is 19. Using our Faz format of 3 equals 6 divided by 2, you can tell we're going to go 2 times 3. So we're going O equals 19 times tan 56, which gives you 28.2 meters. Okay, and then we stick that in there to find the full height of the tree, and we get 30 meters. Yeah, as easy as that. Okay, when you've prepared, can you see I don't even have to look at the question again, so I don't have to say okay, and then, and then, and then, and it just flows. So just always be one step ahead. Okay, all right, final question. PQRS is a parallelogram, and it gives you the lengths and the angle, and you have to calculate the area of PQRS. Okay, a funny joke. This rectangle went out drinking a little, got a little tipsy. So when he sobers up, it's actually going to be a rectangle. Yeah, so it's just okay. To me, every quadrilateral or triangle wants to grow up to be a rectangle. We'll cover that in area questions in another video. Okay, all right, so if you have to calculate the area of PQRS, you can tell that it's going to be, again, the length times the vertical width. So I know it's going to be 6.8 times, and now I have to find that height there. So I'd rather just make it that way. It's much easier. Okay, so you've got that being 5.1, and you can tell you've got your right angle. So that's your H, and we need to find the side opposite the angle, which is the O, and we'll just write that being A. But we need to find the O, and we've got the H. So we're going sine 48 equals O over 5.1, using the Faz format of 3 equals 6 divided by 2. We know O equals 5.1 times sine 48, and we get given 3.79, and voila, we put it there. So the area equals, and we get 25.77 centimeters squared. Okay, again, I just give it to one more decimal place than the question itself. All right, good. That's all for now. In part 3, we'll look at some even more challenging trigonometry exam questions. In exams, you need to identify it's a trigonometry question. And as I keep saying, play with the diagram. The more you use your pencil to play with the diagram, it speaks to you. Trust me. And as long as you're okay with labeling the triangle, you'll be fine. Keep working hard and remember, you're in control. Until next time, take care. Bye.